Hello guys, and welcome to the second game of the North American Championship, courtesy of GenCon 2014. I'm Steven.
And I'm Zach.
And we are here with a Han Solo versus an Obi-Wan.
It was an epic duel.
Obi-Wan on the left, represented by Matt there, and then John on the right. And John with a stormer of a light side performance there, first game, and I thought Matt was going to hold on and stop him, but it just kept coming. I feel like he just didn't catch a break.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the things about the light side in the current meta. They have a way to, you can clear their entire board several times and they can bounce back. They have a lot of low-cost units like Hired Hands to keep them in the game. Jonathan stuck around and pulled it off, so here we are in game 2. And Matt's on light side this time. You kind of expect to win your light side game more often than not, so we'll see what happens. But John's got a tough one trying to beat. May the Force be with you here. Secret you having 4. And it looks like we even have Heroes and Legends, Kyle Katarn's objective set.
Oh, wild. And I like seeing the Scum and Villainy objective or affiliation over here. This is something that we've wanted to see for a while. And it's actually getting there, and probably is there, I guess, all told. Kind of came to its own in regional season, it seems like. Before then, didn't really see it much.
The slave trade with basically the anti-hired hands in the one-cost Galactic Scum did a lot for that faction and really just that part of the game. So it looks like we also have Jawas here showing. Sandcrawler and a Jawa. I'm always nervous to play a Sandcrawler, by the way. And a Galactic Scum.
John didn't look nervous at all.
No, this is a really great setup as the dark side. You've got 2 tactics on the board, and you've got an amazing blocker in the Sandcrawler. But sometimes the Sandcrawler backfires, I will say that.
What's the biggest concern? What's the worst of that? How bad can that go?
It can go pretty bad. So when it leaves play, it's a forced reaction to put a focus on all characters in play, and sometimes you're kind of forced to block with it. And they have like a Kyle Katarn, for example, that kills it in one shot, and it works against you because it tactics down your stuff as well.
Yeah.
So it's just you have to be careful. You have to be really careful if they have like a lightsaber deflection to finish it off or something on your turn as the dark side, and they can lock you down and basically get a free shot at things.
Feels really thematic though, doesn't it? It certainly does. That's the answer. John captured a card via the slave trade there. We saw that at the start of the turn, and Matt now working through his cards.
Yeah, looks like he's playing a resource. I see 2 Kyle Katarns in his hand. So he doesn't have the resources here to play Kyle and then use Kyle's objective to basically cycle Kyle's. But he will starting next turn. So I would easily see a Kyle here, which he does do, to tactics down that Sandcrawler. And he's going to be able to attack and then commit him to win the Force and unfocus with May the Force be with you. And that's going to be really nice paired with Kyle's objective. It's a really great synergy. Kyle's objective, basically, if you have 2 of the same unit, you can pay 1 to switch them out, right?
Uh-huh.
So you get your commitment card back every turn.
Nice.
Whereas normally, May the Force be with you is limited by your commitment card. So in this case, you can attack with Kyle, commit, next turn, bounce him, attack with Kyle, commit, so on.
It's just a Kyle party then, isn't it?
It
Looks
is.
like he is coming in swinging, and the Jawa stands in his way, going to the edge battle here. And we have, was that targeted?
That's a supporting fire.
Fire.
John doesn't play any cards, loses the edge battle, and Matt had the option to throw another card in, but didn't because he'd already won. Now I also see a Luke in Matt's hand, and if he can keep Kyle on the board on this next turn, another. Is that 3?
That was the
Kyles?
captured card. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. So if Matt can keep Kyle on the board this turn, it's going to be a pretty big play for him because the next turn he'll be able to play Luke, has the resource to bounce Kyle, so he can attack with Kyle, bounce Kyle, attack with Kyle, commit Kyle to unfocus. Very strong turn. We'll see if he can keep him on the board.
Sounds like some synergy, man. I'm quite interested in seeing it. John looks like he's keeping his cool here. Discards, looks like another Galactic Scum there to draw back up to 6. See a Vader in hand.
Vader's good.
And he maintains relevancy. And that's something that certainly you want to see with a character like Vader. You don't want him to just be a core set only kind of guy.
He is extremely relevant. He's going to be on the board right here.
It does seem relevant. And another Jawa. The Scavenger. One of my favorite cards.
I've been a big fan of the Jawa ever since it came out. I don't know if John realizes how good of a turn that Matt's about to have, but it's going to be good.
How can you? It's just a little Kyle over there sitting committed to the force. It looks like no attacks.
Now this is interesting. You see Kyle's objective here, right? And that card you're actually, I think, supposed to play after they commit, but I'm not 100% certain there. But committing Vader is tough when you know Kyle and his objective are around, because if he does have another Kyle in hand, which he did see, because he captured and went back, he's literally just going to be able to pay one, put Kyle in, focus down Vader, if Vader's committed. So it's tough choice. I don't think you commit Vader, personally.
John's looking at it. Got to make a choice. Doesn't like the options here. For the reasons you stated, I'm sure. And there goes Vader. And then a little bonus there.
Yeah.
And I think you are. I think that is after commitment. And I think they may have been talking that one over, actually. But where does that leave us here?
This is going to make... John's going to win the force struggle, remove a focus from the slave cells there.
Other than that, it doesn't look like anything fancier is happening here, does it?
Yeah, looks good. So I think this is going to be a strong turn for Matt. Now his hand is clogged with Kyle's here. So that's one of the limitations of Kyle. He comes with 2 of himself in the objective set. Protector there, not bad. Another resource, which you're okay seeing. Deflection, one of the best cards in the game. I think this is a strong turn.
All right, let's dive in here and take a look. See exactly how this Kyle juggling works. Matt kind of trying to decide how best to do it. Pay another resource, get it kicked off.
It's the right start.
Resources paying for resources, that's the way you like it. Got to build that pipeline.
Yeah, I think resource Luke leaving Heroes and Legends opened is probably the correct call.
I don't know that Matt has a whole lot of options here. I guess he could protect, but... And there's Luke on the table. It's official.
Here's where that Sandcrawler gets tricky, right? Kyle has 3 unit damage. So if Kyle attacks and the Sandcrawler blocks and shields the objective, then he could just get rid of the Sandcrawler and go the next turn.
Now, I can't imagine John would do that, would he? Although with a lightsaber deflection in hand, all of a sudden things are a little bit more uncertain as to how to think about this damage. Going to the middle objective here. John now having a tough choice. Who to block, whether to block. Targeted strikes, always such a disaster.
I really like if Matt can get 2 damage on that Sandcrawler from Luke's targeted strike on this turn. I really like that a lot.
Yeah.
Because that means that lightsaber deflection.
You're teeing it up.
Yeah, you're just teeing up the deflection, which is a problem. Because you know Vader's going to play an event or a force choke in the near future. You just deflect one of those back, focus the board down, and call it a day.
Boy, what a nasty surprise that becomes. And both players still thinking here, John, I believe, deciding whether or not to block, and both, looks like.
Yeah.
Java in the Sandcrawler, so Luke out in the desert finds himself some Javas.
You certainly want to tactics Luke if you can. But the interesting part here is if John has a Sith event, which I don't think he does, but if he does, then he can just kill Kyle, which will be super important.
Uh-huh.
I would hope Matt would trigger the objective before Kyle dies, but if not, then he's just...
Is he swinging with both here?
He's blocking with...
Is he swinging with Luke and Kyle?
No, I think it's just Kyle.
Oh, just Kyle. Oh.
You go with Kyle first because you can pay 1 to put new Kyle in.
Yeah.
After he strikes. So that you get a free strike, basically. 3-3, looks like John's going to win the tie there as the defender.
Wow, that was a heavy edge battle. I feel like that was way more important than I thought it would be.
Now, Matt has a lightsaber deflect, so... Here's what...
Tricky combat here, Zach.
Yeah, because you probably want to strike with Kyle, but you also don't want him to die.
That's the last thing you want.
A deflection will not save you from a force choke here. And there it is. He's going to deflect one of the Jawa. I think you got to bounce Kyle. Focus Vader down.
And there it goes.
Yeah, that is a problem. And he pitched the other Kyle to the edge battle, so now the Kyle cycle is over.
That's a bummer there.
Unless he draws his 4th Kyle. So I'm really surprised he's the active player here. After the Sandcrawler strikes, he gets first action. And I definitely think he should have, at that moment, bounced Kyle, focus Vader.
And then, yeah, let Luke come back in. Now, it looks like Matt is eternally aware of that. Looks very disappointed in that moment. And could also be realizing that at the same time.
So he attacks with a single card in hand, which we know is Kyle. John blocks with a Galactic Scum, and then Matt just passes. So Galactic Scum does the damage in tactics. Curious on that play as well. Another force choke on Vader's end is just going to kill Luke.
Yeah, that could be a disaster too.
Going to capture a card. Looks like Seeds of Decay.
John probably feeling a lot better here. Matt looking very much disappointed in that combat round for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Kyle cycle is certainly not worth the potential to do the 3 damage and the 1 objective damage. He lost the edge battle, so he's not even going to do the objective damage. I don't really see a benefit in not, and maybe he just missed it.
Yeah. I mean, in that instance, if Kyle stays in, does he nuke the Sandcrawler?
I think he offs the Jawa.
Yeah.
Because Sandcrawler's going to be down for 2 turns because he's committed, and then Luke's going to be able to target a strike, and he's got that nice deflection set up. But I don't know.
All right, Dark Precog does 1 damage to Luke.
Yeah, looks like I saw Vader's lightsaber. That's no bueno. And at this point, John's really going to assert himself. I mean, he's got so many resources. He got 2 of the 2/2s out that refresh. He's got a better board positioning than Matt does. And this is his chance to really seal, basically cement board positioning.
Now, I've thought that about the dark side many times as we've been commentating these games. And it seems like the light side always has an answer, no matter how bad they're looking, no matter how down and out they seem. So there's something different about this board that makes you think that maybe it's more out of control than the past games, especially the last game, for instance.
Well, the trick here is John has 2 of the 2/2 resources, which is phenomenal. But then he's also got Vader already on the board, and Vader is really just clutch. So he's got Vader with his lightsaber. It's going to take some really strong hands and play here for Matt, I think, to really recover. But the interesting dynamic of the entire game is light side doesn't have to have board control, ever. All they have to do is play units, attack, do damage. So even if he loses every unit he ever puts on the board, if he can do enough damage before John can get the dial to 12, it doesn't really matter. So the real task of the dark side here is maintaining board positioning while also advancing the game through damage.
Yeah.
Which you don't see very much of on the board.
Looks like the Jawa's going to swing in here.
Yeah.
And focus over to Luke. That's going to basically make it wide open.
Vader's going to go ahead and swing in and kill Luke.
Vader killing Luke. Boy, I've seen that a million times.
Yeah, that's honestly a tough call. You know that Matt's deck has some tactics in it. Yoda, the 1-cost loyalist from Luke's objective set. So focusing Vader twice there is a big move for me. It's your commitment card that's going to go away that you can't have to the Force. And you can also get Vader locked down if you're not careful.
Yeah. He's in could be locked down position right now. And we're going to see if Matt can actually come back and make that happen. That is Saris up there, yeah?
Yep. He's basically got a Galactic Scum and a Saris available. His Sith resource down there is going to refresh, so he's got 2 open. Could be a lot of things. Could be a Rage. I'm not exactly sure what's in his deck. I don't know if we've seen any Mara Jade cards yet.
Matt refreshing. Got 3 on his middle objective and 1 on the top. He's going to need some good stuff here.
Iron Hand seems okay. Oh, man.
Now that's a draw. Was that 2 trust your feelings and really nothing to use them on?
Yeah.
Matt's got to play out of this one so hard. if possible. I don't even know. But the light side always surprises me.
Again, though, like, John only has 2 units available here.
Yeah.
So there's only so much you can do. He's got that hired hands. If he can win a single edge battle, he's going to be able to Tactics Vader down for a turn, which is going to be massive. He's got May the Force be with you, so he'll be able to unfocus. Now John has 1 unit to block. Kyle's going to focus down Saris there.
Kyle says hello.
And you have to know how much different of a position this is if he's still got the Kyle cycle going.
Oh, yeah. Hired Hands comes out.
Yeah. So this still isn't even terrible. He's got the Wolfman, who he's going to be able to grab with Kyle, because he's going to win the Force by 3 unless Kyle dies somehow. Blow up an objective here. Potentially kill the Galactic Scum if John decides to block. I don't think he will.
And he's making that decision.
So it's going to be out of post.
The objective goes.
So even in this kind of a position, which looks like John's way on top, there's still interesting stuff going on here. Now, I don't know that Matt put into the edge battle his Wolfman, which is a potential issue. Yeah, it looks like it's still in hand. That's just I think a miss. He's got both his units focused down. I think he just saw the Wolfman. He's going to win the Force by 3. He would have gotten a free Wolfman, but now staying in that hand. And the free Wolfman is an opportunity you don't really want to miss.
Yeah, that's a bummer. And one of his cards going back in hand. Was that the cleansing there? Force
I
cleansing?
did the Force Cleansing, which can be a really potent card. I like to put it on my protectors.
Makes sense. And of course, Matt, having won the edge battle, bounces the Jawa to John's hand.
So this board, I mean, it's really not too terrible for Matt here. And if he had the Wolfman out, it really wouldn't be terrible with edge 1 on the defense here. But that's a good sign too. John only having 2 Sith resources can be a huge limitation.
Yeah.
Vader's locked down. You know John's going to want to save at least 2 or 3 units for blocking, so he's got to play some things here. As John, you probably want to see Palpatine. That's who my vote would be on.
Oh man, that'd be a sweet look.
Slaver's really good right now.
There's a Slaver.
Hand a card back, draw 2. Thank you. Do you want to give him that Seeds of Decay? I do. Yeah.
Yeah,
You got the resources, man. You got to use them. I saw Palpatine. Here he comes, baby.
Did you?
Yep.
Wow, well the gang's all here then.
That's going to be really good news for
A
John.
varied gang too. Saris, Vader, Palpatine.
Yeah, with Vader on the board,
Some heavy hitters.
Matt's obviously got to destroy objectives to win. You know you got a Force Choke in the discard pile, so it's kind of a safety net with Palpatine and Vader out. Makes it really hard to push through on certain turns.
And even some potential to blow up that middle objective this turn and get a Force Choke back.
He absolutely can. Although I would personally, as the dark side here, be really nervous to attack. You've got Kyle in a hired hands. That can go really bad for you.
Yeah.
Where you get your stuff locked down, you use all your edge cards here to try to win an edge battle on your turn. I'd much rather sit back, have Palpatine and Saris for blocking, and just keep this train rolling.
Yeah, just say, come on in. The Palpy's fine.
Palpy is fine.
Yet another kind of core card that has remained relevant and actually has waned. It waned and then came back, as far as I could understand, especially I think in the Sleuth Scout era where these heavy hitters just weren't quite as important.
That was certain. I mean, that was before we had the Galactic Scum. That was the same time we got the Jawas, but Darkseid didn't have too many 2-cost units to really deal with Sleuth Scouts. So Palpatine, who once was the all-powerful answer to everything, was nowhere near as good when he couldn't block, obviously. But recently, with Jedi kind of rising to the top of the pile, he has become clutch.
And isn't this really ultimately what you want to see? Sith and the Jedi battling it out. Yeah, and it looks like John's just passing right to commitment here.
Yeah, well, he went to Force. He lost the Force phase. That's why he lost that Galactic Scum over there. And he's got all 3 of his commitment cards used, so he can't do much about that.
Yeah.
Matt only had 2 on the force, but he had that card that gave him 3 extra, so train keeps on rolling.
Yeah. And actually things looking up a little bit here for Matt.
Yeah, his hand's not looking too great. All those trust your feelings on committed units aren't going to do much. Nor is force cleansing.
Well,
so
let's
again,
hope for the best. Another Wolfman, is that right?
Ouch, yeah. Again, though, you know, not attacking there is big for so many reasons. It also doesn't let Matt clear out his hand.
Yeah.
He's stuck with whatever he's got, which could be good, could be bad. We know that he played Hired Hands Kyle last turn, had a resource left over, I think. No, he had 1 resource left over.
Yeah, he had 1 up.
So,
yeah, you might assume that it's not the best. It's a hard thing to judge in Star Wars, more than any game.
well, regardless if it's the best, if it is the best, they're not going to pitch cards to the edge panel.
Yeah,
But if it's not the best, you're only giving them a chance to dig further.
for sure. John looking good here, and focused. Matt planning his assault. Double Wolfman hand. Interesting spot to be. Matt's going to really have to look at this one and pull it home. Maybe just play it right out.
I'm surprised, too. He's just going to play Wolfman. I'm surprised. I guess he only had 1 and he didn't have too many good units. I was going to say on the Trust Your Feelings, you could almost just discard the Wolfman instead. But, risky path.
Yeah, Matt probably thinking, why now? Deck. Now having to decide if he's going to add to this offensive, or if he's going to pull it home.
I think that
swing into this mess over here on the dark side.
I think that Wolfman miss on the last turn is so clutch. Even right now, having 2 out with edge 2 is just massive. And he would also get to see another card. So if that top card ends up being something worthy, like a Yoda or a Useek Yoda, Luke, Leia, anything, Hired Hands.
Random home one.
Yeah. 2 very crucial plays there between the Wolfman and the Kyle loss on the second turn there. You don't want to ever do that.
It just hurts, doesn't it?
It is nice, though. I mean, even though you are playing them, Sith has a way of removing units, and those are units you don't really want to remove because they have a tendency to just keep coming back.
Their greatest strength is that you don't really want to remove them.
It really is.
All right, so now John has to feel pretty solid here.
Yeah, balance it with the light side, though.
And Matt just passed over there, huh?
Yeah, I think he should lose balance there, though. Oh, yeah, Planet Pops is gone. He does not lose balance. Aha!
Aha!
Unhanded.
And now just a full board. And it's a nasty board.
Yep. That board is not getting any smaller either.
Man, pressure still really on John. Coming in and having to win the whole thing as the dark side. That's not easy.
Not indeed. This looks like it's going to be a good finish. This next hand of Matt's is going to be very telling.
Man.
Dudes for days.
Boots on the ground. Have we made the joke about him looking like Wolverine?
Yeah.
That's a common joke, isn't it?
Day 1.
Day 1 joke.
Open that and it's like, hey, Wolverine finally made it into Star Wars.
Wolvie.
What universe isn't made better by our favorite
My favorite clawed
thing?
wolf-like, I guess Wolverine-like thing.
I think that's the wrong animal. All right. John's just going to take the force here. Hired Hands going to Funky Town. He's going to get a card, which is going to let him... Ooh, 2 cards. That's good, especially with 2 of the traders out.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and hand you these 2 crappy cards, and I'm going to draw 4.
That's really solid. Talk about some scum synergy.
He's thinking about handing one back after refresh just to put another card into Matt's hand. Matt playing 2 Wolfman there on that last turn is an obvious sign that he doesn't have the greatest cards in the world.
Yeah.
So you want to, I mean, twist is fine if you know he's got it. You'll draw 2, hand it to him, and he's going to have a tough time getting more units.
Boy, that's a good play. I like that one a lot. I like it a lot. All right, so Matt starts his refresh phase. And just a handful of question marks.
It is the Jedi way. Another trust your feelings going away here. And drawing blanks, man.
Just scrubs there, isn't it?
Protector's fine. It's just not the units you want to see, honestly. You want Yoda, you want Luke.
You think we've already been through, what, 3 Kyles and 1 Luke at this point. I'm so surprised we've not seen a Yoda yet.
Yeah, Yoda is normally the North Star of this deck. I mean, with 2 Yodas, 2 Yoda you-seek Yodas, it's atypical that he's not on the board at some point in the game.
Not being able to clear that hand out a few times, I think, has kept him in the pile. Matt having to play things and just not look pleased. Because you're not pleased about this.
Oh, wait,
list
no how.
comes out, and another one. And they're starting to loosen that hand up now. Maybe squeak by next turn. What a solid lock on this for John. Can Matt get in there is the question.
It's questionable.
Can he? Maybe. Will he? Unknown.
I almost like a pass here.
If we just keep passing back and forth, the dark side wins. You know that.
Yeah, but that doesn't make your units on the board any better.
Truer words have not been spoken.
I mean, sometimes
you can't pretend they're good.
At least you know with this many tactics and protect and edge out, it's going to be hard for him to attack. So he probably won't attack on his turn, but you're going to be sending units to their death no matter when you do it at this point. He's going to choke out the protector there. He sent the 2 Wolfmen and I think the 2 Loyalists in at the same party. Edge 2, trying to get those tactics on the board, trying to get John to block. But
yeah, not sure it's going to pay off. We're going to see, though.
I mean, he does have May the Force be with you, right? So
it's a big mass of dudes there.
Edge 2 is nice.
Edge 2 is very nice.
Especially when you're sitting on a twist.
Boy, that's a very safe twist, isn't it?
It's nice. I'll go ahead and pass. You want to play a card? All right, twist.
Yeah, it's even. I mean, do you pull the rug out from under somebody here? Do you not drop the twist at all? Pass. Just come in and win with like 4 or 5 icons. Is Palpatine gonna confront this horde? Boy, toughest part of this game right here. Without a doubt.
I think you try absolute obliteration. This is correct. You have tactics. He has like 7 cards in his hand. He can get 2 more if he really wants them. If he wins the edge battle, he basically locks down Matt's board, and then now he's got 6 unit damage in there. That's pretty much enough to clear the entire board.
Yeah.
So he passed because of edge. I think we have a twist over on John's side. I'm not sure. Matt's got a decision to make.
Yeah, do you twist or do you twist the twist? If he twists, then do I twist?
You call the twist and pass like he just did. He passed, and John had a 3.
Oh my gosh.
He thought it was a twist. Ouch.
Oh my gosh. That's so rough, man.
Yep.
So rough. Just coming up blanks here for Matt.
He's doing 2 damage to the Wolfman first.
And then we go over to Matt here. Royal Guard's gonna soak up some damage there. Another Wolfman gonna axe off. I'm sorry, a Wolfman to a Wolfman.
It's still dangerous, right? Like, if Matt can get the Force at some point by 3, it's going going to be a massive swing, but I think this may be the nail here.
Yeah, they come back out, but
Palpatine's just going to unload his tactics on the other units.
yeah, this is going to be a blanket. Focus blanket coming up. The old Palpatine focus blanket, TM. And we may have even more shenanigans here.
Yeah, he's going to force lightning Kyle because he has his resources open. He's going to win the force, so they'll unfocus.
Nuts. And Matt's saying it best. Okie dokie.
Yeah.
What a monumental come from behind performance here by John.
Yeah, it's really rough. I mean, coming to the finals is Matt with basically having to lose twice to lose here. He's in a really bad position. He's going to be able to unfocus that unit to at least have a blocker here. But if you're John, I think you're feeling really great right now. You've got just everything.
Yeah.
You've got card advantage. You've got unit advantage. You've got the die working in your favor. At this point, it's just a matter of finishing it off. A rage here would be massive. Rage force choke combo could maybe even win this game this turn. Rage of Palpatine, by the way, is busted.
It seems awfully good. Seeing some Jawa business.
No rage. Not a single rage in sight. I don't even know if Mayor's in this deck, which is crazy, John. It's crazy. What are you doing?
Just winning the North America Championships. What he's doing.
That is correct.
And we are but talking. Does he even have? He may have. Does he have enough on the board just to seal it up? It's close.
I don't think so.
Got 16 cards left in deck.
Rage would sure make me feel better.
Don't you love it? You've been around this hobby long enough. If somebody starts counting their deck, it's like you start counting it. It's like you picked it up. It's like 1, 2, 3 in my head too.
Just natural.
16 cards. 1 for the hired hands. And we got 3 for the Sandcrawler. I gotta be honest, Zach. The Sandcrawler is a little bit scary to me.
It's scary.
It's just giving your opponent a weird, hopeful way to somehow get back in this game. Now, whether or not it actually will ever matter.
Vader's going to the middle objective here. Brutality.
Matt has a known twist in hand. And twist in the twist.
Now here's what you don't want if your name is Jonathan Herr, and that's a Seeds of Decay on Vader here. Oh, another twist.
Yep.
There goes the seeds.
He had the double twist, yeah.
It's going to destroy the unit, blow up the objective. Dial's going to click up. He's going to get an event back with Palpatine. And this one is looking pretty good for Mr. Herr. That's a great name, by the way.
Yeah, I think we're out of this one, man. I think we are out of this one. Get a dark precog there. Not a bad choice.
Could get a force choke. I think precog is the right answer. It's going to give him more cards in hand and let him have a Vader trigger.
Saris looks like she's getting teed up.
Saris Palp, you're going to swing it. May the force be with you over there. Send it to the
graveyard.
To the cleaners.
As they say, yeah.
Gonna get a trigger Palpatine again. Click the dial up too. That's a risky. I mean, you do get a destroy. You do get a card back, but it does make me a little nervous. You basically attacked with Palpatine and Vader. Who knows what could go on here? I don't. But
feeding more cards back for some draws.
Yeah,
is that a rage?
No, I think it was an Utini and a force choke. Utini's not bad though. That's funny. After you refresh, I'll take that resource and hand it back to you. Here you go. Here you go, baby.
Utini, what more to say? Going to the force phase, and it looks like we're gonna trigger the classics. Slave trading. Probably burying all those Yodas under there.
That would be brutal.
Yeah. And a lot of control here. I really like this element of control that the slave trade's providing. Being able to pitch not so useful cards back to...
oh man, that resource
Matt.
flip is actually probably just a game.
Yeah.
2 Gamora runs over there. So Matt has 1 Jedi resource. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Bet you anything this is where we're gonna see Yoda and lightsaber and another Luke. Looks like he's gonna hand him a nudge.
Yeah.
Curious play there. I guess you know you can kill it.
You know you can kill it, or if not, just blow up that next objective. It'd probably be it, regardless of nudge, wouldn't it?
Target training, not a mind-blowing card. Oh, wow. All right, well, we got a Kyle and a nudge coming at us.
I just don't think that's going to do it, man.
I mean, odds are high. Odds are high. There it is.
Yeah,
Matt's
Matt's going
extending
to
the
call
hand.
it there.
Huge congrats to John. Very well played. I don't think there was a single questionable play that entire game from him. He obviously deserves this. Man, what a great game.
Excellent game, and congrats to Matt. Again, a face that I have seen in pretty much every Star Wars tournament that we've covered. So huge congrats to Matt and to John, the North American champion. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you want to keep us on the air, in a sense, we have plenty of ways to do that. You got Force tokens if you're into that. And we also have a new feature called fan funding on the YouTube channel. In the top left corner, you can click on that and pitch us some cash and see a sweet video for your trouble. So thanks so much, guys, and we're going to catch you on further Star Wars coverage later on down the road.